Happy Halloween. This is What is HOA? What is HOA is a live stream podcast about HOAs. It's about current events mostly within the HOA space, which is centered around the United States. It deals with various decentralized asset ownership issues. That includes rules, that includes work orders, boards, managing vendors, various items within a business context, but it's residential real estate. This is brought to you by Zayuk. Zayuk is a smart property system that gives vendors and homeowners tools to manage decentralized asset ownership. That includes many items, but this is focused on HOAs. If you need voting, if you need asset maintenance, if you need surveys, inspections, vendor management, contract management, getting invoices in and out, we provide tools to do just that. All right, so we'll continue or just start. I have, a very long list of various HOA items, various HOA current events, and we're going to go through many of them. And some of them I won't even go through. Okay, so this was released October 21st. Tennessee's tax perks and high demand fuel Nashville's luxury condo craze. Nashville, serve up Southern hospitality, hotspot for people to live and visit. Attractive destination for many, offering a lower cost alternative to high price markets like California and New York. You're able to find more space, lower cost of living, while benefiting from the state's lack of income tax. As a Californian, I know that's nice. Housing and hotels have been a main attraction for developers. Marriott is expanding in the ritzy part of Nashville. Tidal Real Estate Partners and Left Lane Development have led the development in collaboration with Marriott International. Residences at Nashville Addition is being built at the Gulch neighborhood. The design is heavy window centric. And I mean, windows are nice, but windows can be, if it's overwhelming, like your whole, I'm not sure I really like that floor to ceiling through the entire condo. It's just windows. It's kind of crazy. The boutique property in an upscale neighborhood, and then you talk about heating, and I mean, that's going to be a very hot building. Feature 84 condominiums fully serviced by the hotel. Top 15 floors of the new 28-story hotel will be dedicated exclusively to the condo owners. So this looks like luxury suites on top of a Marriott hotel. Building boom. Nashville has experienced a building boom for the last decade. More than 2,000 permits have been issued by the city of Nashville in 2025 for residential and commercial construction. Median price median price is 605,000 and median days on market are 69. Nashville began gaining momentum in early 2010s. All right. So this is by the East County Magazine here in San Diego, released in October 5 of this year. Vacant lot behind Cameron YMC will soon be vacant no longer. The Santee City Council voted 3-0 to approve a 285-unit condominium project on the 22.17-acre site, used by dock walkers, model car and plane users, and overspill parking. Mayor John Minto and Councilman Ron Hall were absent and on vacation for the September 24 meeting. Heard complaints and criticisms on the plan that will generate more traffic, eliminate trees, open space, and wildlife, but will result in new housing for those who can afford it. Developer City Ventures didn't reveal what prices, ranging, but the size will be from 1,342 to 2,074 square feet. Median single-family house in San Diego County is about $1 million. Condos averaging $700,000. New residents of Walker Trails development, which is only several years old, weren't pleased. Children who play in the open space will be threatened. Traffic flow and speed concerns. Many drivers are speeding and running red lights. Staff assured the council the developer is adding mitigating measures to handle increased traffic. Additional left turn lane off Magnolia. The plan was better than the plan authorized by the County of San Diego, stated council members which previously owned the land. Originally zoned to accommodate about 400 total units, and another county-owned parcel just to the north planned for another about 400. Two parcels were planned to have between 900 to 1,000 units. "44 buildings will have 2 or 3 bedrooms and all come with 2-car garages. Install runoff catch basins to ensure significant rain won't impact surrounding parcels." And drainage is a huge issue. We're actually, I think, very soon going to be doing our first, I've been saying this for a while, but it looks like we're actually going to do it, the first episode of World's Richest Communities. And it's very exciting. And then one of the biggest issues with this oceanfront community, actually it's an island, is runoff, drainage. And so drainage is a huge issue. You can get flooding, you can get backup. You need to have your pipes restored, cleared out. Various issues can happen. Your piping connects to your city's piping, and then it might be the city's piping, and then it affects a resident, and the coordination between the asset management and the whose responsibility in it and who actually takes the brunt of the costs that are required in restoring all that. It's a huge issue, drainage. Okay, 23 bigger cities where condo prices dropped by 12 to 28% through September. Condo bust is spreading after the most extraordinary condo bubble maybe ever. Condo prices in the markets on this list above have dropped at 12 to 28% from their peaks in 2021, 2022, and 2024. Wow, some of these are huge. So 23 biggest cities. Uh, Four stand out above the rest. Between 25 to 28%, Oakland, Cape Coral, Florida, Austin, Texas, St. Petersburg, Florida. And then you have a second tier, which is everything between 16 to 12%. San Francisco, Tampa, Jacksonville, Denver, Detroit, Arlington, Seattle, Boise, Reno, Aurora, Colorado, Portland, Orlando, Florida, Scottsdale, Mesa, Arizona, New Orleans, Phoenix, Garland, Texas, Chandler, Arizona, and Port St. Lucie, Florida. A lot of cities were too small. Florida has some cities that are well-known, high-priced, and are center of big urban areas, but the population by itself is too small to be included here. So other smaller markets, Kylene, Texas at 42%. That's really interesting. Kylene, Texas. Um, this is a suburb outside of Austin. That's really interesting. I wonder what makes that so extreme in uh, in drop. Because the next ones are Sarasota, Florida, Fort Myers, Florida, Bradenton, Florida, and these three are particular in Boca Raton as well. West Palm Beach, Lake Worth, Naples. Those are all between 13 and 16%. So exploded condo prices 2020 to 2022, 50, 60, 70% or more. Prices exploded by 180% in Oakland, 200% Jacksonville, 260% Arlington, 500% in San Bernardino. That's crazy. Bubbles are deflating. I mean, you saw these numbers in 2008 too. The metrics from left to right, price decline from peak, change month over month. Oakland is negative 28%. Yeah, and now they're just going through their numbers. Big increases in HOA fees at many properties. Fannie Mae's ever expanding blacklist of condo buildings, which makes financing a unit in one of those buildings very difficult. Mortgage rates are roughly back. Foreign-based owners who've had it and want to sell. Investors in condos to rent them out are facing stiff competition from a wave of higher-end apartment buildings that developers are trying to find tenants for. That last part is very true. Okay. Okay. So this was from October 21st from DC Urban Turf, 24-unit condo development pitched at Skyland Town Centers heads to Zoning Commission. New condo development pitched at Skyland Town Centers heading before the Zoning Commission. 24-unit, 5-story in Ward 7 was filed in August. Called for a senior housing building, but the developer pivoted. Subsidies for affordable senior multifamily building and necessary subsidies aren't available. Without modification, the lot will remain vacant. Final phase of Skyland Town Center which broke ground last year with a development that includes 126 townhomes, approximately 10,000 square feet of ground floor retail, will join already completed components, including the Crest, a 263-unit residential building which opened in 2021, as well as Lidl grocery store and a drive-through Starbucks. Begin development next year and aim to deliver in 2027. Okay. So this is from News4Jax from Jacksonville. This is probably a month old. Let's see. Nearly 2 months old. That one representative floated an idea to remove HOAs. Some residents were supportive of it, citing frustrations. Not all were supportive of the ban. Advantages and disadvantages, yet many appreciate the governing body to address neighborhood concerns. They can surely be annoying, but compared to actually handling all this responsibility by yourself, it's usually worth it. Open communication is the biggest protocol that needs to be respected and implemented. One TikToker, this is actually 2 months old as well, got a violation in the mail from their HOA, posted it on TikTok. Their weeds along their garage exist to maintain a certain look in the neighborhood. HOAs exist. Some get a little over enthusiastic. It's not just looks. That is a very simplified version of what HOAs do. HOAs are much more complex and they're to defend the property rights of everybody. And sure, it seems like weeds in one person's yard is not a big deal, but what if it's a tree with roots that's destroying the foundation of your neighbor's home? You know, it's no longer an aesthetic or a visual issue. It's now a structural issue that damages the integrity of your asset, of your home, and where you live. So it's certainly not just to maintain a look. Side question: bed of flagstones zooms in on a single dandelion plant. The HOA is strict and can push homeowners to take drastic measures. Some employ harsh chemicals, exposing both themselves. Yes, it's it's pros and cons. Pros and cons. A violation is very minor as long as it doesn't come with a fine. This is from Global News Canada. The condo market is struggling. Are they still a good retirement plan? In early 2022, it looked like Canada's condo market would never slow down. For older buyers with little cash in their hand, buying one may have seemed like a smart way to themselves up for retirement. 3 years on, experts warn that a condo crash makes these units a bad investment. Nearly 2 in 5 condos in Toronto in 2022 were investment properties. 1 in 3 in Vancouver. The condo market made it easier to make a quick buck with rental income. Canadians are increasingly wary of investing in condos. 30% of Canadians said condos were once a good investment but no longer hold the same appeal. 11% said they would buy a condo as an investment, while 57% stated they would not buy a condo for any reason. Crash is particularly sharp in Toronto, once the hottest condo market in North America. Condo inventory in Greater Toronto and Hamilton area rose to record highs after sales dropped 69% compared to the same period last year. That's huge. Some sellers could well end up making a loss on a condo they bought a few years ago. Pre-construction at that time, those units have certainly seen a loss in value. The drop in value is going to impact people who have concentrated their retirement nest egg in condos. The average size of a Toronto condo apartment in the 90s was 947 square feet. Now it's 640, or at least in 2016. And Vancouver went from 912 to 790 in the same period. The condo market started catering to investors instead of end users, says experts. Seniors are looking to downsize, but still want a backyard. They want to garden in their spare time, but condos don't cater to every need. Okay, we'll move on. This is from the Honolulu Civil Beat. Hawaii is near the top in HOA fees. Median monthly fee to a homeowner or condo association last year in Hawaii was $470, third highest in the nation. Less than the median of New York or DC, but higher than New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey. 25% of the nation's 86.6 million owned homes pay either a condo or HOA fee, but that number is almost double in Hawaii. More than 207,000, or 42% of the nearly 500,000 households in the state, paid a fee to a condominium or homeowner association last year. Higher number than previously reported because while the ACS has been tracking condo fees, this was the first survey to also count HOA payments in the monthly cost of homeownership. Homeowner associations are generally nonprofit, managing house and shared amenities. Fees to associations pay for shared services as well as maintenance of structural features like plumbing and roofing. Analysis showed average payment by household was $762 a month. higher figure than the median from 2024. Averages are often higher than medians because they are skewed. Households can pay vary from $350 to $1,000 a month. 1,644 condo associations in the state of Hawaii, 167 units approximately. But that number is an undercount since there's no central registry in the real estate branch of the Hawaii Department of Commerce and Consumer Affairs. CAI says closer to 2,000 condo, HOA, co-op, and other community associations. Bureau found a consistent pattern across every state and territory. Homeowners with a mortgage paid lower fees than those without. Reflection of demographics. Based on samples of approximately 3.5 million home addresses and 150,000 individuals living in group settings like dorms, nursing homes, and prisons. Okay, this is about 2 months old. North St. Louis County condo owners say they are still paying fees after explosion. Nearly 2 weeks later, condos remain red tagged and neighbors say their HOA has done little to help. Massive explosion destroyed homes and damaged condos in North St. Louis County. Residents unable to return. Red tagged several condo buildings, rendering them condemned and unsafe to enter. Bills haven't stopped even though condos are too damaged to live in. We pay a monthly fee, $270, $5 a month, and they want us to keep paying that, which is wrong because we can't live there, and the HOA has done nothing, no answers, no help. Most residents have had to rely on insurance, and many are living in hotels with companies like ServPro hired by insurers to help safely retrieve their belongings. But for many, even that has been a struggle. Jammed doors made it impossible for residents to get inside to collect necessities. Residents are lawyering up. Catastrophic. Ceilings are on the floor, insulation all over the place, hole in the walls. Basic information has been slow to arrive. Residents were told 10 days later that an interior inspection by the property manager would finally happen 2 weeks after the disaster. Covering This resident believes the HOA is covering up things. Management had not responded to the media provider. Reports of a gas smell on Wednesday and Thursday. Company has found no evidence linking odor to natural gas. May be coming from a landfill. So, when you join an association, you're held obligated to assessments, whether you live in that condo or not. Usually, depending on the governance structure, but usually you're held to that assessment whether you live there or not. And an accident like that, unless obvious negligence from the association, which does happen. Barring that, So you may be entitled, you have to reach out to an HOA lawyer, which I'm not, and none of this is legal advice. But given, this is an act of God, extreme case, couldn't be prevented. Again, reach out to a lawyer. Insurance would cover an inability to stay in your own home, regardless if you live in an HOA or not. Thank you, everyone. This is What is HOA, brought to you by Zayuk. Zayuk is a smart property system that helps HOA and condo owners manage their assets, manage their vendors, manage their contracts, manage the complexities of owning decentralized assets.